Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome, and thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, and I am so honored and excited to have you here with me, so thank you so very much. In this week's episode, we're talking about Skool. Skool for your Reiki business. Now, when I say school, I don't mean the typical kind of school that we think of, sitting behind a desk, studying books, taking tests. I mean Skool, S-K-O-O-L, the newer social media community platform. But first, I want to make sure to encourage you to please keep November 23rd and 24th open on your calendar. We've got a very exciting Reiki business event coming up on November 23rd and 24th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. I do indeed hope that you can join us for this very exciting Reiki business event. Just what is this event? Be on the lookout for more information and the opportunity to secure your spot. Skool is a newer social media platform. Now, I first heard about Skool, probably in January or February. And when I heard about Skool, I just kind of dismissed it because I didn't want to check it out. It was in conjunction with a course, and my understanding of it was that it was simply a place to house course materials. And so I didn't look into it until a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. I heard someone talking about it on a YouTube video, and I was like, oh, that Skool thing. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. What exactly is that all about? So I looked it up, skool.com, and checked it out, and I want to share Skool with you so that you can determine whether or not it is right for your Reiki business. So first, Skool is free to use. You are able to create a login, and it is a free tool to use. However, I'll talk more about that in a minute. But when you log in, what you'll find when you log in is that Skool is really a bunch of communities. It is a bunch of groups similar to Facebook groups. You know, when you log into Facebook and you go into your groups, what do you see in your groups? You see posts that people have created. You see questions. You see information that people are sharing. And so you've got really something very similar in the setup of a Facebook group. It has a bit of a different look to it. It's a bit less cluttered than Facebook is, and it's a bit more streamlined. Now, some might think that's a good thing, some might not, because one of the things that it misses or is missing is pictures. You know, when you post in a Facebook group, oftentimes people will post a photo just so it gets more attention. That's not something that happens in Skool. And so you can almost think of it, it's just really kind of like an old school message board. That's like really pretty much exactly what it is, an old school kind of message board. Now, it's so much more than that, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But you just really are able to interact with people in these old school type of message boards or forums on a particular topic. So when you create a Skool account, and you can even see the options before creating an account. So if you were to go to skool.com, you would be able to see the different groups that are a possibility for you to join. And again, you are able to create a login for free, but not all of the groups for you to join are free. So When you go to Skool.com, you would be invited to discover communities or create your own. I'll talk about the create your own in a minute. You may or may not want to create your own, but you would be able to discover communities that you might want to join and be a part of, just like with Facebook groups. And so you would be able to join these groups, just like in Facebook. You would be either approved or declined, depending upon the group and if you're the right fit for it, or if they determine that you're the right fit for it. But the different types of groups that you could join on Skool are numerous, although I will say many of them are about things like fitness or personal development or making money. And so Skool is, quite frankly, full of groups that may not be the best fit for those of us who tune into a podcast called Build Your Reiki Business. For instance, there are probably many of you tuning in who would not be interested in joining the Brotherhood of Scent. This is, by the way, the #1 fragrance community where you can leverage the power of scent to become the man you know yourself to be. My guess is that many listening to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast are also not interested in being members of the Adonis gang, where there are a bunch of pictures of groups of shirtless men posing with one another. My guess is that many of us who tune into this podcast are not really going to resonate with those kinds of groups. Of course, there are groups that may resonate with you, but probably many of them will not. Skool does have a lot of different groups to join, but Skool doesn't yet have the same kind of reach in terms of the breadth of its groups that something like Facebook does. I do think that Skool is going to give Facebook groups a run for its money in terms of these communities, but I don't think that it's going to have the same kind of reach that Facebook ultimately does. I believe this because while it's free to get into groups and interact in groups on Skool, it is not free to create a group. Creating a group in Skool is going to cost you money. And no matter what kind of group you are creating, whether it's a free group or a paid group, it's going to cost you money. Now, in Skool, you can create a free group, so groups that are free to join, or you can create a group where it is a membership. And so it is not free to join, and you get to set the cost of what that monthly membership price is to be a part of the group. Now, before I share with you the cost to creating a group on Skool, any group, let me share with you some of the positives about this and why it might seem like a really great tool for your Reiki business. So first, of course, there is no quote-unquote algorithm with Skool. And so by that, your content or a group's content is not showing up in someone's feed. So it's not like Facebook where you log in and you've just got a bunch of content that is fed into your feed where you can scroll and scroll and scroll endlessly. Once you go into a group, free group or paid group, whatever it is, you are in that group and all of the stuff that you see is in that group. So there's no like central feed where a post from a group might show up in your feed. I hope that makes sense. When you go into Facebook and you just start scrolling, you might see a post from a group that you're a member of next to or above a post from your friend. And then below that is a post from another group that you are a member of. There's none of that in Skool. You go directly to groups and then interact in the group, and there's no central feed where the posts from the different groups that you are a member of might show up. I like this because I'm a real advocate in our Reiki business of being a searcher rather than a scroller to help us maintain control over our social media use and to really help us to be more of a creator rather than a consumer. Scrolling on social media really contributes to being a consumer, a social media consumer, rather than a creator, which is something that is important for us in our Reiki business. So I like that aspect of Skool, where it really takes away that mindless scrolling and it's much more focused. Of course, we can use Facebook in this way too. I personally am not a Facebook scroller. I'm a searcher. And so I will go directly to a group to interact in that group. So I personally already do this by default on Facebook, but I like that Skool kind of forces you to do that because it has no central feed where posts from different groups are showing up. So I think this is a plus of Skool. It's much more focused, much more bare, much more essential, and you don't have, big pictures that are, some might say, cluttering up the screen. Others might say that visually Skool is a little more subdued and even maybe boring. Like I said, old school forum kind of format. Now, one of the great things about Skool is that you can use each group almost like a built-in course platform. And so in addition to having a community forum, a community board, it also has the opportunity to upload classroom content. So you can have courses within each Skool group. So let's say you wanted to use this for your Reiki business. You could set up a Skool group and call it Reiki. And in that Reiki community, you could maybe have a Reiki 1 course, a Reiki 2 course, a Reiki 3 course, all kinds of different courses that you can create within the classroom. And so you are able to really use Skool as both a community and course platform. So I think that really has it going for it, that you can create multiple courses within the classroom. And so something that this might look like in your Reiki business is to charge people a monthly fee for access to all of these different kinds of courses. So that's a real possibility for you in your Reiki business. Some things that are also interesting about Skool is that you can see who the leaders are, who is most active in your community, and other members can see who is most active in the community. Now, if you are an admin of a Facebook group, you can see who is most active in your group. So this is something that you can do in Facebook, but group members can't see in Facebook who is most active in the groups. And so you have no way of knowing other than there's the badge top contributor that Facebook automatically includes. But on Skool, everyone can see the leaderboard and everyone can see how much others are participating. This creates really a competitive kind of aspect to the group in which many people who are going to be drawn to Skool are going to have that competitive edge. Like, oh, I want to comment more. I want to post more so that I can get on the leaderboard. Now you may be thinking, who really cares? Who gives a crap? But this is something that some people who are just very competitive will really care about and want to get their name to the top of the leaderboard. For others, it's a strategy. I'll talk about that in a second as well. But so this sounds great for your Reiki business. Cool, Christian. I can create my own community on Skool. I can have people come to it. I can have them join. I can have them pay a monthly fee, and they get access to all of these different courses that I have created. Sounds like a really neat and easy membership kind of community, right? Yes, it does sound that way. But remember, I said that in order to create a community on Skool, you have to pay. Yes, indeed, you have to pay $99 per month per group on Skool. So it is not cheap. $99 per month to have a group. This is whether it is a free group or it is a paid group. Whether you are charging in your paid group $2 a month or $2,000 a month, you are still paying $99 per month for that group. That adds up to a lot over the course of a year, and especially if you are hosting a free group and paying $99 a month for it, that to me honestly just kind of sounds silly when you think about having a Facebook group for $0. In all of my Facebook groups, I have thousands of members, and I've never paid a penny for any of my Facebook groups. And so to me, it's a little challenging to kind of wrap my head around paying $99 a month to have a group. But here's where Skool gets even a little more interesting. Skool is an affiliate program. And in the structure for this affiliate program, if I were to get you to sign up for Skool as a paid member, so if I were to get you to join Skool and pay to create your own group, I would get a cut of your $99 per month every single month. And so Skool is very much relying on an affiliate referral program for its growth, not only for its growth, but as its own business model. So let me explain this to you a little bit. Again, just to help you determine whether or not Skool is right for you in your Reiki business. Because this is a brand new or newer platform, I really want to break it down for you so that you can have the information in order to determine if you want to check it out. So in other words, I've done all of the legwork for you to really get down to what this platform is all about to help you determine if you want to get on it. And so what that would mean is I would have a link as a paid, become a paid member of Skool. I would have an affiliate link for you to click on to learn more about Skool, join Skool, and then if you decide to have a paid group, I would get the credit for referring you, and I would get 40% of your $99 every month. So Skool would pay me 40% of your $99 every month. And this is for every single person who would pay Skool and set up a group. And if you set up multiple groups on Skool, I get 40% of that $99 for as long as you are paying it. Wow. That sounds pretty lucrative, doesn't it? So if I were to have an affiliate link for Skool, and I said on this podcast, everyone click on my link, go sign up, create a Skool group. Now you are paying $99 because you've created a Skool group because Christian said this is the thing you need to do for your Reiki business. And now Christian is getting 40% of the $99 of all of those people who signed up for a Skool group. Wow, that's pretty darn good. And so what then is really happening on Skool is that there are a lot of groups that are about helping you to make money from your Skool group. So there are so many groups on Skool that say, join us. We are going to help you make money from your Skool group. We're going to show you how to get it started. We're going to show you how to get people in it. We're going to show you how to monetize it. And ultimately, that monetization scheme is getting other people to sign up for Skool. Oh my gosh, can you see where this is going, everyone? It's a huge pyramid scheme. Now, Skool has its benefits. I mentioned them previously, and I've been hanging out on there to see what I think and to check it out. Ultimately, though, I think Skool is a big pyramid scheme in that it is its own business model. And so the business model is get onto Skool, create a group for $99 a month, get people into that group, even have a free group, getting people into that group, giving them your affiliate link, and encouraging them to sign up for Skool so that you get that 40% cut of their $99 each month. If you are able to get a bunch of people signed up for Skool, you are getting quite a nice chunk of change of recurring revenue every month. Now, personally, I have zero interest in doing this. This is not my business model for sure. I have zero interest in this kind of business model. But I want to pass this information along to you so that you can be aware. What's also very interesting is that if you click on someone's affiliate link, you will be assigned to that affiliate link for 3 months. And so Skool will embed a cookie on your device for 3 months. So that let's say you find someone's affiliate link, you click on it, you go check it out, you think, oh yeah, whatever, this thing sounds cool. You give it a thought for a couple of months and then decide, yeah, I think maybe I'm going to purchase a group. Well, because you clicked on that original affiliate link, for the person who you may not even remember who that was, any idea who that was, that person gets the credit and they get 40% of your $99 every single month. So maybe be careful about whose affiliate link for Skool you click on. I want to say there is no affiliate link down below. I am not affiliate for Skool. I have no association with Skool. I do not have a paid Skool group, and I do not have a link to give you. And I will not get 40% of any $99 you pay Skool, nor do I want it. But the link down below is simply skool.com. For me personally in my Reiki business, I do currently have no plans to use Skool. Like I mentioned, I have so many Facebook groups, thousands of people in my Facebook groups for $0. And if I were to start using Skool, if I'm paying $99 a month, I'm going to have to charge people to be in the group. And so I don't want to charge anyone to be in the group. You know, that's why the Reiki Business Collective is free, the Reiki Learning Group free, so that we can all support and encourage one another without having to pay. I do think there is merit in a membership, however, and I do think that a membership is a great kind of business model. You also don't need to pay $99 a month to host a membership. It doesn't need to be that expensive or that complicated. As far as a course platform, I do think that Skool could work, but I think one major drawback of it is that it's an ongoing fee. It's a monthly fee. And so you can't have a single once and done fee. So something like Build Your Reiki Business, for instance, I could not put on Skool because that's a one-time fee. That is not an ongoing membership fee. And so even though you have lifetime access to it, even though we have monthly gatherings, it's a one-time lifetime membership fee. And so it would not work for Build Your Reiki Business in that way. What I do see happening with Skool is that we will have a lot of newer entrepreneurs who are persuaded by established entrepreneurs, or even entrepreneurs who aren't as established, who themselves have been persuaded to get on Skool, that it's the next best thing, who are then persuading new entrepreneurs to get on Skool because it's the hot thing to do. And while there are currently millions of people on Skool, I was actually really surprised by the numbers. That it's not as well known or talked about, even though it has millions of users. I think that many newer entrepreneurs will be persuaded that this is the thing to do. When we are new in our Reiki business or any kind of business, we're looking for direction, we're looking for guidance, we're looking for the answers, and we're looking for someone to tell us to just use this platform and it will all work out. All you need to do is to get on this platform and it will be okay. I see that again and again and again from entrepreneurs who are quite simply just selling you a platform. But I think that what is happening with Skool is that it's feeding off of the lack of knowledge, the confusion, and the uncertainty that everyone experiences at the beginning of their entrepreneurial journey. And I think that it really preys upon that point on our journey. For me as an established entrepreneur, I can go in and take a look at this and I can see right away what's going on in this group and why it's probably not a good fit for the vast majority of Reiki business owners. The vast majority of Reiki business owners. But someone who is brand new on their entrepreneurial journey could easily be persuaded that this is what they need to do, and they need to start paying $99 a month. And oh, by the way, if you're not willing to pay $99 a month, then you're just not willing to follow your dreams. And you really need to be investing in yourself. And that $99 a month is an investment in yourself. And if you're really serious, you're going to do this new community. And oh, you want to get on this new community before all of the possibilities are taken. So is there great possibility on Skool? Absolutely. There's a lot of great possibility and potential to get yourself in there and be the first person to do the thing. But jumping in on this kind of new platform is often fueled by fear to say, oh, you've got to get on this new platform. You've got to start using it. You've got to hit it before it really explodes and takes off. And I can see the benefit in doing that on Skool, sure. But to me, it's full of groups who are persuading members. I saw a post from one person who was feeling pressured to get into the game, so to say, with paying for a Skool group. And of course, then, as the model goes, encouraging others to get in on that group as well. And so there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Skool. Is it right for your Reiki business? Maybe, maybe not. Platforms come and go. I do think that Skool is going to have a little bit more staying power than other types of platforms, especially with the pyramid kind of scheme that it has. Those kinds of business models have a way of self-perpetuating. And there are always new entrepreneurs who really want to start their business and who will be encouraged to start it on Skool. So there will never be any shortage of new people coming in who are eager to carve out their own business, and there will be no shortage of people who will be trying to convince them that Skool is the right fit. And so are you using Skool for your Reiki business? Drop it down below for us. Let us know. What do you think about Skool? Have you even heard about Skool? For those of you who haven't heard about it, what are your thoughts after my discussion of it? Of course, I am not the authority. I am not the end-all be-all on this platform. These are just my initial impressions of the platform after poking around and checking it out for a couple of weeks and thinking, I gotta let podcast listeners know about this. And of course, I encourage you to check it out for yourself and see what you think. So no matter what kind of platforms you might be using for your Reiki business, I'm sending so many blessings and best wishes. And of course, as always, you can join us for free in the Reiki Business Collective at facebook.com/groups/Reiki Biz, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.